So we're Pixel Jar, and we're meeting with Robert Nienhuis, and what we're doing is we're rebranding. So we're starting with our logo concepts, and Robert's going to pick our brains and get the good stuff. And this is in an effort to rebuild our website because, like many of the folks out there, I'm sure we haven't redone our website in some time, and that's the business we're in.
Boom.
See, doesn't that feel much better?
Feels good. It feels official.
It feels good. So, Robert, I'm guessing you're going to want to start, and you probably will have like a bunch of questions for us.
Yeah.
This is going to be weird for you because you probably have like a standard list of questions for clients, but you know us very well.
I do, and it's like you guys have, been through this like a bunch with me anyway, so it's like you kind of like hear certain things, like, so you guys are going to be familiar with some of the questions.
I think it's going to be harder.
Yeah. But yeah, I think overall, I know we talked about, redoing the logo and stuff, but I think, what are things, I think like in the company as you guys have been going through, kind of just like doing your core values and things like that, things that you want to kind of like promote on the new site. What are those things that we can kind of infuse and then we can have like the new logo come across as? So, I don't know if there are kind of keywords that you've been kind of focusing on, or I know you've been kind of generating some ideas for things, but
yeah,
I think those are the things that kind of like help dictate even colors and fonts.
Okay, yeah. Let me pull up, assuming my internet is now stabilized. We've definitely been focusing on using WordPress as part of our keyword structure because it's so much of what we do. So I definitely have, we have WordPress theme development, WordPress plugin development are two of the major pieces of our keyword puzzle. Get my Asana connected here. Maybe someday. It's not gonna.
You can use mine if you want.
Your Asana?
No, like log in as you.
Oh, yeah, no, it's cool. I just need to get this to recognize me. We have website development is key, and you don't need like the specific keyword. Like you just need the generalities.
Yeah, I think like as a company, we kind of did this, a couple of years ago when we were talking about things that are kind of like core focuses that like companies do and provide for clients. Like, what are those things? If they've changed since then.
I would say our sort of thematically, we're more casual. I would say approachable, as we're very accessible to our clients. We're very accessible to people in our community. We have a focus on, educating not only our clients but our community in the WordPress space. We obviously like to have a lot of fun together. No fun. Dave doesn't like the fun. The rest of us like the fun. And I would say like he's the fun wrangler. I think that we position ourselves as developers of high-end websites, more tailored. We pay attention to the details.
The bigger focus for us, I think, as far as what we've been like communicating to clients is collaboration.
Yeah.
Like we want to know what their business problems are. We want to know about their business so that we can do the best work that we can do for them. So it's not really just a matter of like, hey, you need this. It's really understanding how their business works, like what their goals and priorities are. So collaboration is huge.
Yeah.
Those are all good things. Let's actually speak to the stuff that we had written on that whiteboard, just like the investment in our learning in our community and our clients. And there's also just a fundamental functional problem with what we have right now, which is just that when we had the original logo or the current logo, social media wasn't really a big deal yet, so we didn't have a square version, rectangle version, a tall version, that kind of a thing. So we want it to be a little bit more flexible this time.
Yeah. Yeah, specifically about the formatting, we're stuck at this point with a square. So
Because it's a circle.
yeah, circle gets a square.
I'm all in.
All right, good. Are you the Whoopi Goldberg?
No,
Or
Paul in.
oh, you're Paul. Okay.
Oh, and he's
Okay.
the
We were going back to the 70s, but
Charles Nelson writing for the block.
So I think we talked a little bit about having a more landscape format logo, something that translates to different orientations, like if we're going to be sponsoring something, or having our logo just anywhere that's not like it actually works perfect for social media because it's always a square. But
But the problem with it is the dot works, the words don't though. Like the pixel jar we break up and put into the circle,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, the smaller you get with it, like obviously
It's
the
hard
jar
to-
does
you
get a
can't
little
read the
smaller.
text.
Yeah.
With it, yeah.
then we lose it on that.
yeah.
I think Dave.
I can't get connected.
You can use my mobile interrupts.
Your mobile,
Good.
is it on?
Do you see it on? It should say
I think
mobile
it's on.
interwebs. Yeah. Click on mobile interwebs
Okay.
and the password.
And they should just read the password out loud.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read it out loud because all the people who are watching this are always gonna be next to me.
But I think Robert, I think Dave nailed it with the collaboration, and that's what, as you know, that's our when people ask us what our favorite kinds of projects are, it's not any particular genre or company or market or anything like that. We like working with
No
people
mobile interwebs.
who are as passionate about what's the project as we are, because we're gonna put a lot into it. We're gonna put our heart into it, and we want them to succeed. So we want someone who's interested in building a website or the custom plugin or whatever it is. It's not just a line item that they're trying to get done and then move on from.
We had the three things. What were the three?
I remember you mentioning.
Yeah, you
share that with
you
me?
had the photo of it.
Yeah, it was the keyword was invest, and it's in learning, community, and clients. Yeah.
Yeah.
PJ Ninders.
Say it again.
PJ Ninders.
What was it? Invest.
I would say in our clients,
Community
yeah.
and clients.
Yeah.
So I guess yeah. That's where we like to put our time. We're either trying to learn something new, we're either giving back to the WordPress community, or we're trying to help a client succeed.
Which is why our website is what it is. Because it's not in that list.
We're not helping ourselves succeed.
Well, now it's part of learning,
There you go.
investing in ourselves.
I was trying to see, I think there was something that you had shared with me, right?
Me?
Yeah.
What
Was it on Asana?
Oh yeah, definitely.
That was something else.
It was for the website specifically, though.
Specifically for the website. Oh, yeah, content and sitemap. Okay.
Yeah. I think some of those, I think it would be great to carry the theme of our company throughout the different sections of our website, so that they all sort of tie back and reinforce that, the language that we're using with clients and just out in general. So collaboration and investment, I think, are two of the big key points. Find it.
Just restarted. Now it's recognizing that letter.
All right.
Multitasking.
The classic IT solution. Turn it off and on again.
Are we considering changing colors?
I mean, I think I said this before. I like the blue and the orange. I'm not opposed to looking at some different colors, but I think the sort of vibrance of our colors are it sort of speaks to our more casual, more approachable nature. So
I think so. I mean, whatever color we choose, we definitely want it to be a brighter thing and not like corporate blue.
it's
and
not going to be
corporate gray.
navy blue.
Yeah.
Maybe blue and gray.
Yeah, perfect.
Not
Which
like
is
blue
a
and
perfectly
gray.
fine
That's
color
fine.
in certain situations.
If there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah. So
And I think I mentioned before, like I'm not invested in the colors.
I think we talked about dropping the yellow. If you know, of all the colors, like it's the one we're all least attached to.
It's my favorite color.
It's just he likes
You gonna cry?
he likes
No.
lime green.
That'll look just right. Lime
Yeah, if you can go
Like that
some
lime
like
green.
80s neon, that would be.
Ooh.
Nailed
It's
it.
very in right now.
It's very Thor Ragnarok. Is what it is.
Yeah.
80s
watched it
video
last
game
night.
logo.
It's good, right?
It's good.
Go watch that trailer.
That's so funny.
So I think that does. I mean, you mentioned colors. Like, I think what are colors like to definitely steer clear of? Because I think we are going to explore some things. As far as just like color variations. Like, even for me, like having like the logo that you have now, while the colors like are a little brighter, like they are still somewhat muted a little bit. So like there's like a little bit of like black in them, so it's like not quite as like vibrant. So I was going to play with some vibrancy just a little bit, so it does feel a little bit brighter. But then I'm wanting to make sure that like you said, like maybe yellow or something like that, like isn't.
I would say green. I don't think it's gonna work.
Really?
I don't know how you feel, but I don't.
Green actually is my favorite color, but
I know it is, but I don't attach to that color as far as our business for whatever reason.
It's interesting.
that is interesting.
I would say no pink.
Pink.
No pink.
Hey,
Did
I'm
I
not-
say that already?
I'm not gonna nix anything only because when we were playing with the on 17 colors, you picked a lot of things I never would have said like, let's try that.
Yeah,
And I
that's
like
true.
them all.
That is true.
That's true.
Yeah, I
I
don't.
mean, I don't want to limit you, but no, great.
Do you want limited? Like,
It helps him focus.
Sometimes having the constraints actually is more
Yeah.
beneficial because it's like, when it's almost like wide open, you can do whatever. You kind of go down like a bunch of different other rabbit holes of like, well, maybe this will work, this will work. Whereas if you have like some constraints for it, it's like you can kind of like go right up to that constraint and then push it a little bit. So it does feel like that you're staying within it, but you're just kind of like pushing the boundaries just that little bit. So it doesn't matter. Like I was one of the colors I was going to explore was a pinkish color, not a magenta one. But I was going to be more, I think, of like an accent color, not going to be
right.
kind of like,
Are you gonna design first in black and white though? Like,
yeah. So yeah.
It's like you've done this before, Dave.
maybe design more 20 years worth.
Yeah, so obviously having a logo that works in the single color format, is key. And with the way that it is with social media now, even like you can't have variations on your logo. I know even like one of the ones that we recently did, like there's definitely like overlapping colors and stuff, so it's a little bit more intricate. And you can kind of pare that down to a single color logo, but you can add, kind of almost differentiate a little bit. Like you can add kind of like a break between colors and stuff to where you wouldn't see it in the full color version, but in the single color version, it still makes sense. So, I think having colors like that do work, but making sure that there is like that single color option, I think is definitely key. Cool. Especially like when you guys go and do shirts and stuff, like you want to make sure that everything is like pretty easy to reproduce or.
Then if we have a white person, then we can always do the color discharge.
Yeah.
So you can always go to white.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely important.
One of the things actually we recently talked about is that we're going to want to do a lot more stationery than we've done in the past. Just to kind of give you a heads up. I don't know if that means it's going to be a single color or the full color, or I doubt we find a 2-color press, but
You mean finding a 2-color? A printer who does 2-color?
a printer who does good 2-color.
Oh, I don't want to.
There's the
Yeah,
qualification.
okay.
This is why he doesn't want pink. Then the pink comes, like it's not because if you do a pink, it's always a very particular. And if they get off just a little bit, that can be disappointing.
Yeah, so I think even with greens and stuff, like, and reds are, like, the unfortunate thing, like, the brighter you go with, like, let's say the Pantone color you select, probably more muted your like CMYK mix is going to be, because you're just not going to be able to reproduce it that well. So that is something to keep in mind. Greens are, for me, it seems like notoriously hard to like mix if I'm not that right balance. Especially when you're doing the brighter greens, like yeah. When we did the Rick stuff, like his green was like really bright.
Yeah.
You know, but for CMYK, it's like it's definitely more muted, and you know, without doing the spot color or Pantone color, like it's really hard to kind of get that vibrancy from it. So it is kind of like, and that's fine because it's like most of the stuff that we do for him like does use like that spot color, so it's fine. Like his cards turned out fine and everything. So
So we talked specifically about doing letterhead, thank you cards, an envelope, which
Envelopes, I would use those.
would that be for letter size though, or specifically for the thank you cards?
For letter size, so sending out.
Okay, number 11s.
There's just certain things I send out all the time.
Yeah.
and that
It'd be
can
nice
be,
to have
you know, I think even to like keep. I mean, you could, depending on what we end up with, like whether it's a 2 or 3 color logo. For your envelopes, you could just do a simple 1 color one, and that keeps your costs down tremendously. And for the most part, people are going to open the envelope and then
Throw it away.
chuck it. You know?
Yeah.
So
It just looks nice in the mail, though.
it does.
It does. This is actually a convenience thing for me, so I don't have to write the return address and the.
Oh,
I'm just trying to save some time.
I see.
Okay, so you said business card, letterhead,
Thank you cards and envelopes.
number 10. Envelopes.
Number 10.
Do we want to do an A7 envelope, A6 envelope for the thank you cards?
What's the 97 envelope?
If it's a thank you card format,
Take a
there's
3x5
there's a
or
few
something.
standard like
Yeah,
thank
I think
you
the-
formats.
The thank you card's probably just like a single, not an open one, just like a single
Yeah,
slide.
it's a
type
single
thing.
card.
You want a single card?
I think so, not a
Logo on one side and then place to write on the back. Idea there, or
Probably the
Maybe
or
it's
logo
slide.
up to the top with a place
Yeah.
to write underneath.
I think that.
You like that better?
And then you were all in the back, maybe.
Some cool pattern on the back.
It still would fit in an A6 or an A7, depending on the size we did. It'd just do a single card instead of a folder.
Mhm.
So I would
Yeah.
say probably if we're gonna spend the money to do thank you cards, we'll save Jeff the time of writing the address on them. It really does create an impression. I mean,
Absolutely.
For sure.
we've definitely lost that, letter writing.
But I think that's one of the things that it shows the attention to detail that we give in our web projects. So I think it reinforces that message that it's not just I bought a packet of envelopes and here's some plain white paper.
No, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Well, and I think going to the stationery, that does kind of bring up some questions too. Obviously, business cards are going to be like that good impression type of a thing when you're handing them out, and typically the thicker the card, kind of almost like, oh, that has some good weight to it.
You want like a phone book weight,
You want phone
like
book
the
weight,
whole thickness
the
of
whole
the
thing.
phone book.
So,
Here you go. Put that in your wallet.
Only got 3 cards.
so there
What's
was
left there, both hands to carry.
I don't know. Are you really gonna call me or?
That'd be good.
You wouldn't even
$100
handle
to
that
produce, you can be very limited in who you're handing out to.
Yeah.
Try to get on a plane with them.
So there's a few other asset-wise. These fall more into like the digital world now, but
Yeah.
stuff to expect: Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and some stuff from Mailchimp.
Mm-hmm.
And newsletter stuff. So we're talking about MailChimp.
That's MailChimp, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No?
Yes.
Yes.
Facebook, MailChimp, LinkedIn.
Twitter.
Twitter. We don't really have a strong Twitter presence right now, but it's an area that we're toying with.
We've been toying with you, Twitter.
Google Plus, right? That's at the top.
Yeah.
Slightly below LinkedIn, which is weird.
Yeah, I think for the business cards, like what, I guess like in your mind, what's like kind of like a good weight for you, like of a card that like you've been handed, like
Yeah, I got 'em.
What we have is good, but a little thicker would be
Better.
better. Yeah.
I actually had some that I made Could be a little thicker than that.
Mm-hmm.
This is what, like 110?
Like how you're not looking at
I
it.
can find.
Just feeling
I can
it.
find out, but I don't know off the top of my head.
Mm-hmm.
It depends on the stock. It's either 110. I doubt it's 130, but
It could be thicker
But
than that.
we went with that paper specifically because of the colors, right?
Yeah. To absorb that solid fill.
yeah.
They did a good job.
They did.
It was actually folks who recommended to us.
Western?
With that, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And they do a work camp stuff too, right?
They had.
They did the badges.
They had done the badges, and then we went with a different vendor 2 years ago, I think.
I can do a quick search.
I think Precision does most of the printing now for working, so they did the posters and lanyards and the handouts. Which was really funny. Where's my handout? We're trying to save it.
I think it was a good usability experience.
Mm-hmm.
It is. So I think other things like from like your current logo, like obviously colors, you guys do like the current colors. We're going to explore some other ones as well.
Yeah.
You guys are, I think, using Nien, I think, for
Yes.
your font. Any marriage to that? Like, are you wanting to still?
No, I mean, not
Prefer-
specifically. If we're changing up the branding, I think we could adopt a new typeface.
It would definitely be. And I know you said there was one you already were going to try.
Yeah. Just trying not to break the bank.
On fonts?
Fonts.
Do you keep that in mind
You're doing it.
if it's a typography one that we have to use on the website?
Heffler and Koch.
That's all I'll do, yeah. That's all I'm going to use for you guys.
They're so nice.
No, but they have, like, they're
No, wait. Heffler and Frere Jones. is
It's
what-
actually not, though, that anymore. They split.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah. So I think it's just like Heffler and Company.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah. But their web rates now, I think, are they're affordable.
But we also need the print versions.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
A little less affordable.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm excited about this.
Good. I mean, we'll pay for it.
Yes.
Well, but I think that.
Jeff will just give you the stink eye every time he sees you.
Yeah, I'll just be like,
No, but I think we can find. I think the idea is, for the logo, we may use some fonts, from those foundries that might be a little bit more expensive or pricey. But I think when it comes to like support fonts, you don't want to always necessarily use the same font that you're using in your logo
Right.
for
Yeah.
all of your text and everything like that.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, there's definitely going to be a variety of things. I'm not just going to say, cool, here's 20 fonts from Heffler, because every little letter has to have like, no, you can use this one.
the dot.
As
No,
long as
the phone in fact.
as long as we
Say
get
this way.
swashes too,
Yeah.
Put
please.
your number set, please. Nice.
But okay, so anyway, with swashes, not
All right.
swatches.
I'm excited.
No, but so obviously most of the logos that I do, like they're pretty geometric typefaces, like definitely more sans serif. Every now and again, I'll throw in like a serif, but there's been a couple times that I've done kind of like one that's been a little bit more swooshy, whatever.
Technical term.
Scripty?
Yeah, I guess it's scripty. Like it's not like it's weird because it's like I don't know if I would necessarily. I think it probably is classified script, but I wouldn't because it doesn't seem like it follows quite that same script format. But even on like one of the logo options we did for I forget now what it was. One of Blair's things. There was one that you were like, oh, like that's actually kind of cool. And I remember you saying like, oh, that's actually kind of neat because we don't see that too much. So I don't know, like if that's like a no for you guys, like
I don't think so.
They're often very hard to read, and I don't think just represents our personality very well.
I think they can be a little more casual.
I was gonna say is I think we can see it.
Yeah.
There's gonna be what
I think
And
what
you're thinking of not giving you limitations.
I think what you're talking about, those scripts, like, are tighter scripts, like more handwriting, like
That's true.
calligraphy.
Calligraphic?
Calligraphic. Yeah, whatever that is. Whatever. It's something from Stuyvesant. Stuyvesant. Okay.
Yeah. So every time I'm just like, where's Dave? How do I pronounce that?
I mean, something that's a little like has a little bit of air in between the letters, I think is good. Like it feels a little wider, but not like a super tight condensed.
Yeah, we wouldn't go with like an Allegra.
No,
or
not
something.
that.
Yeah.
No, but I think
But they're often very thin too, so when you get to the smaller sizes.
Yeah.
You
well,
lose
so I
it.
think
I'm
those
thinking-
I think in the ones that, like in my mind, they definitely have like some more weight to them. Like they're more bold, and they still will have some thin parts, but for the most part, like the letters are a little chunkier. I think so. It does replicate well when it's smaller.
Do you still have the ones for Blair?
Maybe.
Just so I can.
I would say
So I can see what I enjoy.
to give you some limitations: no papyrus, no Comic Sans,
No Edwardian script.
no Helvetica,
All dingbats.
no dingbats, no wingdings,
Any sort of ding.
How about
no Cooper plate, or no.
How about Impact?
I'm mixing two.
No
copper plate.
No copper plate.
Cooper
Cooper
black.
black. I was like, what's this Cooper plate?
I was just carry it with one word.
You think the nerdiest joke you've ever made?
Could be.
And definitely
I'm sure I've made some that my wife has made more fun of me for.
Comic Sans.
But it does seem like you guys, right?
Yeah.
One thing Robert was kind of asking me about previously, and we haven't really discussed much yet, is with iconography. So he's kind of asking like abstract versus more specific symbology.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't really have a good answer for that. I mean, I don't think we want to go for an obvious jar.
Yeah.
Because that's the easy.
Like the lid off of it.
The lid, like being
With
able
the
to
pencil coming out.
Like we had something like that in some of
It
our
was one
early
of the
sketches.
mock-ups, yeah, that we tried.
It just seems like there's a jar with things that are blurred out inside. Like they're censored. Oh, what is that in there? Oh, they're
Yeah.
censored pickles.
Too intriguing. Which again, it literally translates what the words are, but again, I don't think it represents what we do as a company. And
Yeah.
oh yeah, I do like that one. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I like this one.
I mean, done, right?
Yeah.
I'll just put a P.
Just put a P in there. It's done.
Is it weird for you that we're all wearing your work?
Yes. It is. And it feels weird wearing my work. Like, it's a weird thing for me.
Is it?
I wear it all the time.
But you like this
I
one.
wear it at home usually. It's like the one that I wear the most out is like the red
Yeah.
Pixel one. That's my favorite shirt of all time. And I definitely have worn that one out. That's the one I wear out the most, but the other ones I don't usually wear out.
It's funny because I have a picture of you and I at Crash Labs wearing that same shirt, the brown shirt. We took a picture of ourselves because we were wearing the same shirt.
There was that one time that all three of us walked in with that.
Uh-huh.
With that design, but it was different
The
colors.
red ones.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, we
Just
took
to
a
give you
picture
guys
of
a heads
that.
up, we got about 10 minutes.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay, iconography. Sorry.
Yeah, so I think, well, and one of the things too, like I know you had said, you know, your name Pixel Jar, like the word like pixels isn't completely applicable, I guess, like anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think for me, like I don't fully understand why it isn't, because I still, when I'm still doing work, like I'm still pixelizing things, like.
You are, but I think the scale of pixels has changed, right? Like,
Yeah, and everything's going
With
so
HD,
vector-based now
you mean?
too. Yeah.
well, yeah,
So they're no
and
longer read as squares, they're more like points in
It's
space.
I don't think it's that
sort
so much
of,
as
but
the
even like Retina like changes what we're dealing with, you know, in a sense.
Because it kind of uses like a.
but everything's kind of reference based now. So you
Yeah.
start with a base unit, which could be a pixel, but now we're talking like compared to this, you know, we want it
It's a
two times. It's all vector based. It's all
It's a percentage.
relative and
Relative, yeah.
Yeah, but when you're still setting up like your minimums,
Yeah.
it's like, you know,
Yeah.
min 320 pix or something like that, right?
it is right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
People don't talk about pixels as much.
I think
Just
that's the
talking
thing.
in
Like,
numbers now.
like I think like we still say things like pixel pushing, right, and stuff like that. So I think it's still relevant. I think it's just not a term necessarily that is like at the forefront. Whereas when Pixel was created, it was definitely like you're working with pixels. You can see pixels at this point because resolution's so bad.
50 years from now,
Nowadays.
we're gonna suffer from what 20th Century Fox is suffering from now.
It's not the 20th century.
It's not
Yeah.
at the time like, oh, it's 100 years from now. That's never gonna happen. Guess what?
No,
I was
Time
gonna say you
passed.
won't know what a fox is.
They're extinct now.
Yes.
I don't
Sad
know.
but true.
So
I know.
I actually I don't like. It's not that I think we should change our name or anything like that. Like
No.
I think that it's still relevant to the medium and which
But you don't feel it's relevant in a like depiction basis.
Yeah, so I think like
Yeah.
like if we're talking about like iconography, like if doing some sort of like pixel based thing that either forms like a P and a J or just a P or something, like if you guys see squares that are like supposed to represent pixels, is that something that just you're wanting to just steer clear of? Because I think for me, like I still like understand and like talk pixels, like even like when I'm doing like especially doing web design stuff, like I'm setting up like the artboards to be a certain pixel or whether it's sketch saying like what's the minimum, what are you doing, and it's like it gives you a reference of like pixels, like so for me like they're still relevant, but obviously you guys are a little bit more forward and ahead of that in like terms of development. So
I don't think the geometry of a square is anything to be avoided.
No.
I don't know if you.
I just think it's hard. Stacking pixels just makes rectangles. So it's like, cool, that's a line now. So like it has to be some sort of a pattern of something,
Well, I mean, just looking at the logo here, right? That's meant to look like 8-bit design, right? From graphic, from video game stuff that we played when we were very small. Very small. So small.
So many years ago.
Not as small as we were. Anyway, that would be like a literal kind of depiction of pixels.
So I think
Are we saying avoid that?
I don't think so. I would say avoid it, but I don't want to like this. I think we all see as like retro. Like I don't want to put us in a time period. You know what I mean? Like that's my only worry about it.
yeah, and I think like that would be
It'll portray us as old as we are.
Yes.
no,
It's
but I
like
think that's
that. As old as you are, mostly.
It's like using elements like that, but in a little bit more of a modern way, like that feels a little bit more progressive, I guess.
Okay.
So when it comes to also like even like what I just showed you, it was like there's a couple shapes with like an M in it for Blair stuff. Like if we're gonna do that for a couple of options, like do you want to see the P and the J? Should it just be a P? Like like what are the things that like
Icons versus using the whole word, or in addition to.
in addition to. So so it was like the member press stuff. It was like there's the word member press, but then there's some sort of icon that has either an abstract or a literal like N in it.
But I think that works when it's one letter. I think it's the two letters that makes it difficult for me.
I also think because there's some thought to what people are saying when they say pixel jar. I think having having initials for it will make it additionally complicated. Like I think it will make it an additional step to go PJ, pixel jar.
Like I said, people refer to us in emails all the time, PJ.
That's true. But
we
only
get to bring it
people
up.
who really know us.
Well, the other thing too.
That's
is
true. Yeah, they're our friends. They are. Once you're our friends, then you can call us PJ. Hey, PJ.
No, but even at some point, like when it comes to like the icon thing, like you could even be when you guys like use it enough, like you could even just do the icon PJ by itself, like, and that's further down the road.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not as fond of like the sound of PJ. Like
It sounds like a woman who lives down at the beach and has kind of like been around for a while.
Definitely was not. That.
Yeah,
that was definitely.
I was thinking a guy from Boston. That's weird.
Guy from
PJ.
Boston.
PJ.
PJ.
Yeah.
So no exploration then of letters.
Only if there's like an excitement for you would be my instinct.
Yeah.
Concur with that. Like if
Like
there's something
where
working
you're like,
for you,
oh, that's perfect.
yeah, I want to see it.
I
But
mean, you can't really show us anything that would be like, no, that's terrible.
That's not true.
Okay, of your work, how about that?
I challenge you to try and build something that we
No,
would look
don't
at.
challenge him that. That's a terrible
It's going to
challenge.
cost more.
Yeah, don't do that.
I think it'd be a good exercise. try and create something terrible that we actually scoff at.
I've got plenty of terrible things.
You think they are, then you show them to me. Like, no,
Lies.
that's got legs, it's got merit, that's actually good.
All
Some
right.
that's fully fledged.
Okay, so we have a few more minutes left.
Any other questions?
Do you have any other things we haven't talked about? Talked about colors, talked about icons, naming, fonts.
Tagline. I know you guys are currently
What we
using
have
the
on
Seal
the-
for Freshness.
Yes.
That we used for
Custom
the beaker
WordPress
builder
builder.
in particular.
Yeah.
What's on the business card is actually something we worked on a little bit. Not a little, we actually considered it thoroughly. It was not on a whim. So it's the established in the custom WordPress WordPress.
Okay.
I'm not sure about keeping the established 2004 in the logo. What are your thoughts?
Not in the logo, no. I got it on the business card.
Okay.
Well, what about the custom WordPress development?
I mean, it's definitely,
Is that something that could potentially limit you? Like, I know you guys obviously do a lot of WordPress stuff, but
Yeah.
if someone came to you and said, I don't want to use WordPress, but
yeah. I mean,
I use
eventually,
PHP, I'm happy to do
That or WordPress.
Joomla.
we're really positioning ourselves in the WordPress space.
Okay.
So it is definitely a big part of, sort of who we are and what we do. I don't know if it's like a tagline necessarily.
I don't
That's my
see it as
only-
part of the logo,
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
I
mean-
think it can be additional information that we keep on the card, so not
Yeah.
arguing
Yeah,
that
it
point.
can be in the letter stock and on the business card, but it should not.
It's sort of an underlying theme of what we do, but yeah, I mean the only other one we've used was Sealed for Freshness, and
We got 1 minute.
we have 1 minute.
Yeah.
Minute.
We could continue after. I don't know.
Let me go
what
through
your
some.
schedule is.
I had
He's got stuff
you got stuff.
We do.
for the next hour.
Yeah.
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 Do you have everything you need, or do you have anything you can't ask us later?
No, I can always ask later, I think. I'm really trying to think, like, typically, like, the big things that I focus on are like the theme, the kind of
Yeah.
core values of the company.
Yeah.
Those are the things that, like, I want to, really capture and just put into the logo. So obviously, there are some things that are going to be hard to, like, show without being, like, literal about it, but I think it is just, it is more like things where it's like you say attention to detail, and it's like if your logo shows that, like
Right.
we don't obviously need to like have an icon that says like
We pay attention to details.
Yeah, it's not like that, but so
Okay.
yeah, I think
Cool.
we've got a good place to start.
All right.
Alright, man.
Awesome.
You want to close it out, Dave?
You know.
That's it. So good. Very cool.
Cool, thanks guys.
Thanks,
Thank you.